There's this unseen current that seems to pull against every single thing we intend to do. A quiet but persistent force that, well, it shapes our inaction.
In those quiet moments, right before the day really begins, it can feel almost like a physical presence, a kind of gravity, not from the world outside, but from somewhere inside of you. It just holds you still, making even the simplest movement feel monumental.
And this isn't some failure of will. It's just the mind's natural tendency to seek the path of least resistance. It's always going to choose immediate comfort over some distant reward. It prefers the known, the easy.
And so that's what happens. Your attention drifts. It's not stolen by force, not really. It's willingly given away to these simple, immediate pleasures. That endless scroll, it requires absolutely no effort, yet it consumes the very energy we need for any kind of focused work.
It seems the mind can't really be forced into action. It has to be gently redirected. You see, the biggest barrier isn't the size of the task ahead. It's the inertia of that very first, small movement. Just the simple act of beginning.
But here's the thing. A single, almost impossibly small action has this strange kind of power. Writing just one sentence, or one line of code, making one single mark on a page. Somehow, that's enough to break the spell of stillness. It's the perfect counterweight to that inertia.
The mind, well, it learns through these quiet associations. When you tether the effort to a small, consistent pleasure, a cup of coffee, a piece of music, the act itself starts to borrow that feeling of pleasure. And slowly, the difficult task actually becomes desirable.
So this isn't really about forcing discipline, is it? It's more about retraining an emotional response, gently teaching the mind that effort doesn't have to lead to discomfort. It can lead to a quiet, earned sense of satisfaction. And over time, something else starts to shift. The focus moves away from what you do and toward who you are. These small, repeated actions, they're not just habits you're building. They start to feel like evidence, reinforcing a new kind of belief about yourself. And maybe the most profound realization is this. Changing your behavior is actually secondary to changing your internal story. To stop telling yourself, I have to do this, and to start feeling, I am the type of person who does this. The action then just becomes an expression of who you are, not some grand act of will.
The mind today is in this state of constant stimulation, right? It's been trained to crave novelty, to crave distraction. And in a state like that, focus isn't really about adding more discipline. It's usually about removing the endless opportunities for escape. It's about finding comfort in the quiet again.
The goal, then, maybe isn't to fight this daily war against resistance. Maybe it's to cultivate an environment, both inside and out, where focus becomes the more natural state. An environment where the pull of distraction just gets weaker, and the quiet satisfaction of deep work becomes its own reward.
And so, it leaves you wondering, what if the answer isn't in better tools or stricter schedules? What if it's found by looking inward, by understanding the quiet machinery of your own mind, and learning to finally work with it instead of always against it?